United States.
Sorry to keep you waiting. It's my fault. It's my fault. I was on the phone. Hello, everyone. We just came from please have a seat, a 3-hour meeting with all 21 APEC economies discussing how to generate more growth and more opportunity in the region, particularly to deal with climate change. Today, we're announcing progress on the important initiative that we proposed with 13 of my colleagues here and of 13 of our APEC partners, the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework. Australia, Brunei, Fiji, India, Indonesia, Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, New Zealand, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, and the United States. In May of 2022, we came together in Tokyo to launch negotiations on this so-called framework. We still have more work to do, but we've made substantial progress. In record time, we've reached consensus on 3 of the pillars of the IPEF. I hate acronyms, I apologize. We signed the first of its kind supply chain agreement to help identify supply chain bottlenecks before they become the kind of disruptions we saw during the COVID-19 pandemic. We saw what happened then in the United States and elsewhere, but in the United States, the semiconductor supply chains dried up in Asia, and the United States, a lot of it shut down. This is an agreement we put back in place. If we had this agreement in place we're talking about today, we would not have had to lay off so many auto workers because lack of semiconductors and many other examples. Second, we've concluded an agreement to accelerate the clean energy transition in the Indo-Pacific region, including by enabling greater U.S. and private sector investment in clean energy innovation and infrastructure in our partner countries. You heard discussions today about how there's many opportunities and ideas that have, but being able to attract private sector investment and government investment is hard for many of these countries that have great ideas and great opportunities. Well, the solar investments in the Philippines, an example. Offshore wind in Thailand and Indonesia. Joint investments between the United States and India on energy storage, and so much more. Third, we've concluded an agreement to combat corruption and improve tax administration to make sure that our trade and investment is clean and transparent and private companies don't have any worry about their investments being used properly. And that's exactly what we've done. Every business leader I've talked to, and my colleagues have, they're more likely to invest in a region if there's less corruption, more transparency, and that's exactly what this agreement does and would show them. But as I've said, we have more work to do. We made progress in high standard trade rules that include strong labor and environmental standards. We've committed to extending our cooperation to challenges like artificial intelligence, energy security, and semiconductors. We're launching a critical minerals dialogue to further strengthen our supply chains and create clean energy jobs. And today, I'm proud to announce that the United States is launching what we'll call the Investment Accelerator through our partnership with the Global Infrastructure and Investment. The Accelerator is going to bring private capital off the sidelines for major investments in clean energy and high technology. You've heard every one of my colleagues say one time or another that this can't be done without trillions of dollars of private sector investment to get hold of this and get hold of it quickly, to give them confidence to make those investments. That's going to create a pipeline of projects in partner countries and then match private sector financing with these projects. And it's going to give those private sector investors confidence that their investment will be made according to the highest standards. Government investment is not enough. We need to mobilize private investment, and all the steps are going to help unlock this private investment, and which is a necessary ingredient for success and rapid success in the area we're talking about. Put simply, my colleagues and I are driving a race to the top among nations in the Indo-Pacific, driving the nations to the top on standards, on transparency, on inclusivity and innovation. And together, we're going to be forging a better future. One where workers get a fair shot and a fair share of the value they create, where high standards and sustainable growth win out, where we harness the full power and potential of our people. We welcome other nations who share this vision for the future to join the 13 of us. Our economies will all be stronger because of it. Now I'd like to turn it over to a leader who has made this partnership possible, Prime Minister Kishida. And the floor is yours, Mr. Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister of Japan.
Thank you.
昨年5月に東京で IPEF 交渉を立ち上げて以来、わずか1年半で大きな進展を見たことを心から歓迎いたします。バイデン大統領の力強いリーダーシップに敬意を表したいと思います。日本はインド太平洋地域の経済秩序の強化という戦略的な観点から IPEF を重視いたします。米国のインド太平洋地域への積極的なコミットメントを示すものであり、米国の責任ある姿勢を歓迎しています。IPEF は地域における持続可能な経済成長に欠かせない時代の要請を極めて的確に反映した枠組みであると思っています。同時に IPEF をより一層意義あるものにするためには、すべての参加国の積極的な関与が不可欠です。そのためには、ハイスタンダードなルール、基準を策定することに加えて、参加国の関与を促し、具体的な協力案件を形成することが不可欠です。今回、IPEF の中で立ち上がったさまざまなイニシアティブを通じ、参加各国が必要とする分野で実体的なメリットを提示できるよう日本として引き続き取り組んでまいります。IPEF はこれからも進化し続ける枠組みです。IPEF を活用しつつインド太平洋の持続可能な成長、平和と繁栄を実現するため皆で引き続き力を合わせていこうではありませんか。ありがとうございました。
The President of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam.
Thưa ngài Tổng thống Joe Biden,
Your Honorable Joe Biden, President of the United States of America, extensive leaders, ladies and gentlemen,
khuôn khổ kinh tế Ấn
the
Độ Dương
Indo-Pacific
Thái Bình
Economic
Dương
Framework
vì thịnh
for
vượng
Prosperity
là nỗ
IPEF
lực chung
is a collective
nhằm tăng cường
effort
hợp tác,
to shore up
phối hợp giữa
cooperation
các nền
and
kinh tế trong bối
collaboration
cảnh thế giới
among our
đối
economies
mặt
when
với
the
nhiều
world
thay
is
đổi,
faced with
cơ
multiple
hội
changes,
và thách thức
with
đan xen.
opportunities and challenges interwoven.
IPEF được kỳ
IPEF
vọng
is
là mô
expected
hình
to
liên
be
kết,
a model
kết
of
nối kinh tế
dynamic
năng
and
động,
effective
hiệu
economic
quả,
integration and
mang lại lợi
connectivity
ích thiết thực
that
cho người dân,
generates tangible
đóng góp cho
benefits
hòa
for our
bình,
people and
ổn định
contributes
và
to
thịnh
peace,
vượng
stability
của
and
khu vực
prosperity
và toàn
across
cầu.
our region and the
Chúng tôi
world at
đánh giá
large.
cao đóng góp
We
của
highly
Hoa Kỳ,
appreciate the
đặc
contributions
biệt
made
là
by
của
the
ngài Tổng
United
thống
States, particularly
Joe Biden,
your Honorable
cũng
President
như của
Biden,
14 nước,
as well as our
trong
14
đó các
countries.
nước ASEAN đã tổ
Noting
chức
that
thành công
5
5 phiên
negotiating
đàm phán,
rounds have been successfully
ghi nhận
hosted
các
by
bộ
ASEAN
trưởng
countries.
đã thống nhất
We also
được
take
tiền đề
note
quan
about
trọng
ministers'
cho
agreement
hợp tác
on the important
trên cơ sở các
foundation
nguyên tắc
of
bình đẳng,
cooperation,
cùng
and we
có
are
lợi,
cooperating on an
bao trùm,
equal, mutually
tuân thủ
beneficial and
luật pháp quốc
inclusive
tế,
basis,
tôn trọng pháp luật
confirming our
và thể
adherence to
chế chính trị
international
của
law
mọi
as
nước,
well as respect for
đề
our
cao
respective
tính linh
legal
hoạt
and
và
political
tự nguyện.
systems and promoting the
Để
flexible
IPEF
and voluntary
thực sự
nature
hiệu
of
quả,
cooperation.
tôi nhấn mạnh
In order
3
for
điểm sau.
IPEF to be truly effective,
Một
I
là
am highlighting 3
IPEF
points.
cần là cơ chế hợp
First,
tác mở,
IPEF should be an
bao
open,
trùm,
inclusive,
không phân biệt, đối xử,
non-discriminatory
ủng
cooperation
hộ hệ thống thương
framework
mại
that
đa
upholds a
phương
rules-based
dựa trên luật lệ,
multilateral trading
hoan
system,
nghênh sự tham gia của
welcome
các
the
nước trong
participation
và
of
ngoài khu vực,
countries inside and
tương
outside
trợ
the
và
region,
bổ sung
and
với
complement
các
and
sáng kiến kết
synergize
nối,
with other
liên
regional
kết kinh tế
economic
khu vực khác.
integration and connectivity
Hai là
initiatives.
hợp tác cần
Second,
đáp ứng
our
nhu cầu phát
cooperation
triển,
needs to respond to the
cân bằng
development
lợi ích
needs
của các bên,
as well as reflect
tôn
the
trọng
balance of
và tính
interests of
đến sự
different
khác biệt,
parties,
đặc thù
Respect
riêng
and
của mỗi
take into
nước,
account our
chú trọng
respective
hỗ trợ kỹ
differences
thuật
and unique
và nâng cao năng lực.
circumstances, and focus on
Ba là
technical assistance and
khuyến khích đầu
capacity
tư mới
building.
vào xây dựng kết
Third,
cấu hạ
IPEF
tầng,
should encourage new
chuyển đổi năng
investment
lượng
into
sạch,
infrastructure
sản xuất
development,
công nghiệp,
clean
công
energy
nghệ cao
transition, and high
tại khu vực.
technology manufacturing
Thưa
in the
quý vị,
region.
xây dựng nền
Esteemed
kinh tế
delegates,
thịnh vượng,
it's
phát
our
triển
shared
bền vững,
aspiration and goal
đem
to
lại ấm
cultivate
no,
sustainable
hạnh phúc cho người
development
dân
and prosperous
là khát
economies
vọng,
that deliver
mục tiêu chung
well-being and
của tất cả
happiness
chúng
for our
ta.
people.
Việt Nam hy
Vietnam
vọng
hopes that
thông qua
through
IPEF,
IPEF and
các
other
khuôn
regional
khổ hợp tác
cooperation
khu vực khác,
frameworks,
chúng
we
ta
will
cùng xây
together
dựng
build a
một tương
bright
lai tươi
future
sáng.
ahead.
Xin cảm ơn.
Thank you.
The President of Indonesia.
Yang Mulia, Presiden Biden, para pemimpin negara-negara
leaders of
mitra IPEF,
IPEF partner countries.
Indonesia selalu terbuka melakukan kerjasama dengan siapapun berdasarkan prinsip saling menguntungkan.
Mutually beneficial cooperation.
Prinsip inilah yang mendasari
These are the
Indonesia
principles that provide the
berpartisipasi
foundation
dalam
for
perundingan
Indonesia's
IPEF,
participation in IPEF
saling
negotiations.
memahami kebutuhan nasional,
We understand the
terutama
national interest,
kepentingan negara berkembang
including the
adalah
interest of
kunci
developing
untuk
countries,
menjalin
are key
kerjasama yang baik.
to having a good cooperation.
Kesuksesan IPEF
The
akan
success
sangat
of the IPEF
tergantung
will depend
bagaimana
on
para pihak
how the parties
merasa saling diuntungkan.
benefit
Kerjasama
from this.
pembangunan ekonomi hijau,
The cooperation for the green economy,
kerjasama perluasan perdagangan dan investasi,
expansion of trade and investment,
kerjasama transisi energi dan
energy transition,
penguatan
as
rantai
well as the
pasok
strengthening of
mineral
supply chain for
kritis
critical
akan
mineral
menjadi pilar
will be
penting
crucial
kerjasama IPEF.
in IPEF
Kita harus
cooperation.
menghadirkan kerjasama yang
We
konkret
must present
di prioritas-prioritas
concrete
tersebut,
cooperation
dan
in
saya
these
mengapresiasi
priorities, and I do appreciate
penandatanganan perjanjian pilar 2
signing of
mengenai
Pillar
rantai
2
pasok
agreement on supply
untuk
chain
pencapaian konkret
as one of the
negara-negara
concrete
IPEF
outcomes
merespon
by
disrupsi
IPEF countries in
rantai pasok
responding to
global.
disruption of
Saya juga
global
menyambut baik
supply
penyelesaian
chain.
substantif
I also
perundingan
welcome the completion of substantive
pilar ketiga,
negotiations of
yaitu ekonomi
Pillar
bersih,
3
dan
on clean
pilar
economy
keempat,
and
ekonomi
Pillar
yang adil.
4 on just on fair
Indonesia
economy.
berkomitmen untuk
Indonesia is
menyelesaikan
committed
perundingan
to
pilar
conclude
ke-1
Pillar
tahun
1 negotiation in 2024
2024 dan implementasikan
as well as to
kesepakatan
implement
bersama.
the agreement.
Terima kasih.
I thank you.
The Prime Minister of the Republic of Singapore.
President Biden, Excellencies, I thank President Biden for the invitation to be at this milestone of the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity, or IPEF. Singapore welcomes the IPEF's forward-looking and positive agenda on economic cooperation in the Indo-Pacific. IPEF is a strategic platform for the US's continued commitment to engage with its partners in Asia and to deepen ties in the region. It demonstrates our shared commitment to an open, inclusive, and rules-based order that's stable, secure, and prosperous. Singapore welcomes the innovative agreements on supply chain resilience, clean economy, and a fair economy. These will enhance the trade and investment environments in our economies for businesses, for workers, and for other stakeholders. We will also welcome progress on the trade agreement. Trade is the lifeblood of the global economy, and the trade pillar is an integral part of the IPEF agreement and of the US's economic and strategic engagement in the region. But developing new and creative approaches to trade policy is not easy, and it takes time in order to carefully work through sensitive areas and to choose the best moment to commit the deal. Therefore, we look forward to further progress in the negotiations as well as intangible cooperation next year. Singapore is honored to have been able to contribute to shaping the IPEF. We will continue to work closely with our partners to implement the IPEF agreements and initiatives. Singapore is happy to host the inaugural IPEF Clean Economy Investor Forum in the first half of 2024. in order to help match capital to climate-critical projects, to advance decarbonization and transition to net zero economies, and also to complement the IPEF Climate Fund and IPEF Catalytic Capital Fund established by President Biden to develop and finance climate-related projects in the region. The IPEF should continue to be open, inclusive, and flexible, including towards new members. And we look forward to continued commitment from all partners to deliver tangible benefits and to build up the IPEF with high ambition, new ideas, strong people-to-people ties, and to drive regional economic integration and enable all of us to progress forward into a new era of partnership. Thank you.
This concludes the program. Audience, please remain seated until the leaders depart.